Good morning, students. Hope you all are fine. Today we have to discuss about Ohm's law, its experimental verification, then ohmic and non-ohmic resistors. First we will start from Ohm's law's definition. Before that you should be knowing about who gave this law. This law was given by Sir George Simon Ohm. According to him, the current flowing in a conductor is directly proportional to the potential difference across its end. What it means? It means that if there is a conductor, let me tell you, if this is a wire, whatever is the potential difference provided to this wire, current flowing through it is directly proportional to the potential difference. So if there is a conductor, we provided potential difference, then current flowing through it is directly proportional to the potential difference provided here. But there is a condition. Which condition? According to the Ohm, he said that this thing is possible only when physical conditions and temperature of conductor is constant. So this relation that I is directly proportional to potential difference is applicable only under this situation. And that situation only became limitation of Ohm's law. Sometime in exam they are framing a question that to write limitation of Ohm's law. So this only is limitation. Otherwise we are applying this rule, this law in so many derivations or something when we are doing related to electricity. So we were saying that according to Ohm's law, current is directly proportional to the potential difference. What it means? If you will increase the potential difference, electric current will also increase. Okay. So if they are proportional, it means their ratio is V upon I is always constant. Because with the increase in one, other is also going to increase. So if V upon I ratio is constant, we can say V is equal to, means potential difference is equal to I into constant. Now value of this constant for this expression we are writing as R. Okay. So from here we got V is equal to IR. This is the formula that for numericals you will need. While solving numerical, you have to apply this formula. Then if current flowing through the conductor is 1 ampere, then potential difference is equal to resistance. We got V is equal to R. So when will be the resistance in a conductor? 1 ohm. Sorry. Resistance, when we can say it is 1 ohm. 1 ohm is the resistance of the conductor when current flowing through it is 1 ampere on providing potential difference of 1 volt. Simple, easy. Here they are saying that so the resistance of a conductor is numerically equal to the potential difference across its ends when unit current flow through it. So now we will discuss about unit of resistance. For finding the unit, SI unit of any physical quantity, first we are writing expression related to that. So from Ohm's law we got R is equal to V upon I. V is voltage, I is current. So SI of unit of voltage we will use here, that is volt, and SI unit of current is ampere. So we got from this expression that unit of resistance is volt per ampere. But instead of writing in this way, we are using a word ohm, okay, which we are denoting by this sign omega. Like if resistance of a conductor is 4 ohm, we are writing with numerical value this sign 4. It is read as ohm, 4 ohm. Then we are talking about bigger units. Bigger units, as we were doing earlier for other physical quantities, kilo ohm, mega ohm, and their prefixes are having specific value. Kilo means 10 raised to power 3, mega means 10 raised to power 6. Then we are moving toward next topic, conductance. Simple. As we said earlier, that resistance is opposition to the flow of current. It opposes the flow of current. Conductance is, from the name itself, it is how capable the conductor is to allow the flow of current. It is reciprocal of resistance. So we can write conductance is equal to 1 upon resistance. Then if we have to find out unit of conductance, it is 1 upon resistance, we have to write 1 upon ohm. Or we can write ohm per ohm, we can write per ohm. Okay, in this way also you can denote it. To this sign we had given the name Simon. It is read as Simon. Then let us talk about current voltage graph. According to Ohm's law, we said how much potential difference is there, that much more current will be passing through the conductor. In that way, they are directly proportional. So, look at the graph. It is current versus voltage. As current depends upon voltage and voltage is independent factor. In graph, while we are making any graph, along x-axis we are always keeping independent factor. Here independent factor is voltage. So toward x-axis it is voltage. Toward y-axis it is current. Okay. So with increase in voltage, current increases. In that way we are getting a straight slope inclined at certain angle to the x-axis. Okay. Then how to calculate slope? Slope we are calculating by taking ratio of change along y-axis upon change along x-axis. Means change in current upon change in voltage. Like if there are 2 points A and B. What is the value of this slope? You have to draw perpendicular on this side and here. Then from this value, like if it is V1, it is V2. V2 minus V1. V2 minus V1. And here it is I1, I2. So you will write I2 minus I1. By calculating this ratio, you will get the value of 1 upon R. So it gives you value of conductance. But if you want to calculate resistance, then you have to take reciprocal. Is it clear? Okay. Then we have to discuss about ohmic resistors and non-ohmic resistors. See, as we made the graph for voltage and current. In case of Ohm, according to Ohm's law, we said they are directly proportional, so we are getting this slope. But for non-ohmic resistors, we are not going to get this kind of slope because they are not obeying Ohm's law. First point is this only, like instead of this slope, if we are making this law, let me show you, we can get any kind of curve here, like this we can get for non-ohmic. Okay, so first of all, the substance which obey Ohm's law are ohmic resistors, and the resistors which do not obey, they are non-ohmic. Second thing, you can compare graph itself. For ohmic resistor, graph is straight line, but for non-ohmic, it is not a straight line. Okay. Then, as we discussed earlier, that how we can calculate slope. They are saying slope of voltage current graph is same at given temperature. It always remains same at any point if you are going to calculate. Whatever is the value for AB, same will be for BC, then further any point you can choose. But in case of non-ohmic, different values we are getting given at same temperature. Clear? Now let us talk about experimental verification of Ohm's law. For this we have to make a circuit. I am showing you the diagram required for that. Here it is load. This is voltmeter which is connected parallel to the load. Here it is battery. This zigzag wire is showing you rheostat. Function of rheostat, as you know, it provides variable resistance. Means you can change the resistance in the conductor. Here it is cell or battery we can say. Here it is ammeter to measure the current. So easy setup. In starting you have to switch on it. Okay, insert the key here. Then from voltmeter and ammeter you have to take the reading. Then put these values in graph. I made a graph. Here I had written serial number. Here value of current, whatever will be indicated by ammeter. In second column, value of voltage. We will note down from voltmeter. Then here we have to take the ratio. After taking first reading, what we have to do? We have to change the value of resistance provided in circuit from rheostat. Okay, because it can provide you variable resistance. Whatever resistance is required or you want to increase or decrease, you can do by using it. So second reading, then third reading, 4-5 times you have to take. I had written some values here. On changing the value of rheostat, we are getting different value from ammeter and voltmeter. This first column, all values are ammeter, voltmeter. Then here I took the ratio. See, when you will calculate the ratio, R is equal to V upon I, as we know. Every time we got 25. What it mean? It mean that in this conductor, whatever was the current flowing through the complete circuit, it was directly proportional to voltage. But resistance always remained same. This graph is that we now only discussed, that when we will make this graph, we are going to get a straight line. The straight line is representing resistance. Okay. So here slope always remains constant for ohmic resistors. But for non-ohmic resistors, as I mentioned earlier, slope can be of any kind instead of straight one. When we are trying to calculate value of slope or delta V upon I, as we calculated earlier, at any 2 point, here different points you can make, you are going to get different values, different value at every point. So resistance is changing. For changing word, we are using word dynamic. Here resistance remained. In case of ohmic resistor, resistance remains same. So slope is constant, or we can say resistance is constant. Here it is changing to this value delta V upon delta I. We are saying dynamic resistance. Thank you.